How's it going, guys? Mk3 Supra Parts and IW here. I wanted to take a quick update video for 2024 of the cars in the shop, outside the shop. So there's a lot more than last time, that's for sure, and all these run, which is crazy because last time, this was back in, my last video was 2022 for the shop update, and it was, should still been the RX7, should have been my old Supra, not that one. There's another black Supra that's an 89 left-hand drive, that's a right-hand drive. And then the Rotary truck, and there was a black FD that didn't run, that ended up selling. That's what these wheels came off of. So I want to do a quick video. I say quick, it'll probably be 15 minutes long or whatever. But I want to go over some of the cars that we have. The first one here is a 81 FB RX7. This one my dad picked up. He was just out cruising around looking for cars and found this one. This one was $800, and all it took was one wire to get it running. That's all that was wrong with it. We compression tested it after he bought it, which is never a good idea for a Rotary, and it compression tested really well. I think it was, I say it's like 110, 120 PSI, which is good for a Rotary, if I remember right. I'm not really sure what it was. I can't remember. I have it written down. This car's left-hand drive, non-turbo, it's just a 12A. Just do a quick little walk around of each car. This one my dad takes to shows and stuff. Not really afraid to drive it. We took this to an event called Hillfest, West Virginia, just this past weekend. Met Rob Dom actually, which was crazy. Next car is an 88 GTU FC RX7, and it has the wheels from the old FD that I had. This is still technically my dad's car too. He picked this one up because he wanted to have all three, and this one was cheap. So I was like, whatever, you can have the wheels. I'm not using them for anything right now, so I just gave them to him. Let me see. This one runs, we're still working on this one. This one needs a little bit of work, but it's a 5-speed 13B Series 4. It needs a little bit of work, like I said, but it'll be a good car, I think. And it looks pretty sweet. And a lot of people like these FCs more than the FD, which is crazy because whenever I was into these cars, I'm saying that like I'm old, but everybody always liked the FD whenever I was like young and into cars and stuff. But now it seems like these two cars get more love than these, and I don't know if it's just because how expensive the FD is, or maybe the 80s styling of these cars, because they do have like cool 80s styling. Next up, an old face, is the FD. This thing has like little over 38,000 miles on it now. Had 36 when I got it. This is the first of the 3 right-hand drive cars. I say that going up to the left side, but this one's in very nice shape. Some of the interior's got some scratches in it because it's that soft touch plastic, but for the most part, this thing's in really good shape. Still almost smells like a new car on the inside. Drives great. I mean, it's a sports car, so it does have some problems and stuff. You got to show the FD door a little harder than the normal car door. Most people don't know that. I don't know that. This car's been a lot of fun. This car I bought because I wanted a Mk4 Supra, and this was probably my second favorite car, but I couldn't afford a Mk4 Supra, so we ended up picking this one up just because I didn't want this to turn into what a Mk4 did and never be able to afford it. So that's why we got this one. And we picked this one up back in 2021, so I've had this one for a long time now, it seems, but it's been a lot of fun. I haven't put a ton of miles on it though. Every time, at the end of every year, I'm like, oh, let me check how many miles I put on the car, and it turns out that it's just like a couple hundred miles. It never put a lot of miles on it, but it seems like I go on adventures with it. So, but yeah, this car's a lot of fun. And that's the trinity of RX7s. That's one of each generation of RX7. My dad was so happy to get that collection done with my my FD and his FC and FB. And the last 2 cars that we have is 2 Supras. So I bought the Mk4 in 2022, the end of 2022, and it was always my dream car. But I always knew that I had to have a Mark III because I run a business, Mark III Super Parts. I sell parts on eBay pretty much, and then Facebook groups, and I have an Instagram page, but there's a lot of scammers on Instagram, so I don't really sell much on there anymore. But I wanted to have a Mark III, and my Mark III back in high school was black. So I knew when I found this car, this was just a shell when I bought it. I knew that I had to have it because I had a spare 1JZ. And so I was like, how hard is it going to be just to swap a 1JZ into it that it already had a 1JZ? This car needed a lot of cleaning up. Like, it sat outside and had like leaves and mud and stuff all over it, and the paint's in pretty bad shape. It looks good for pictures, but the paint's in pretty bad shape. But it's a lot of fun to drive. Stock twins. The boost has turned up a little bit. I'm having ECU problems. I had an ECU rebuilt, and it didn't really fix the problem. It won't hot start, and I paid $700 to have an ECU rebuilt, so that was fun. But yeah, this car, there's something about this car, just the presence that it has compared to these other cars. Maybe it's because this one's the only one that's like modified. But I say that with stock twins, whatever. It's got wheels and suspension and tint and stickers. Love the stickers. And but yeah, this one's a lot of fun. This one came from Virginia. The FD came from Miami. That one came from somewhere in West Virginia. It's on the East Coast, and then that one was I don't remember where he got the other FB, but it was kind of close to. It was like 2 hours away. It's got the cherry taillights on the JZA70. Oh yeah, and this is a JZA70 too, so it's right-hand drive, and it has that digital cluster. I can take some videos on that digital cluster if anybody would want. It's super neat. I have some on my TikTok, but I could take more. And I put a pink seat in it because I like the pink a little bit. I don't like how high the seat sits, so I need to get another rail, but I'll probably end up getting another Recaro to match this one whenever I get another rail. It has a shirts tucked in shift boot that I put in. I need to re-glue it because it's kind of coming off a little bit, and a new aftermarket shift boot or e-brake boot because those are always just destroyed. I get a lot of questions about this too. It's got a carbon fiber cover on it because the dash is all cracked up, but the cover is also cracked, but it looks decent. And I'm still fixing it, still working on it. Maybe if I find somebody that can redo the clear coat on that, I'd like to, but I don't know where I'd find somebody for that. I got door panels I need to put on it soon. And the last car in the collection is a 1997 SZR Mark IV Supra. This thing is 6-speed with the V161 6-speed, and it has no turbo. It does have the turbo brakes, which is really cool. I need to powder coat those eventually. But I have a turbo motor that's going to be going in it soon. I just need to get some money saved up and finish it. And then hopefully this car will be a lot more fun, because this was always a dream car, but it's probably my least favorite one to drive, which kind of sucks. Just because I don't know, the experience isn't there. There's no noise. I've done some upgrades on it, and they didn't really turn out well, and I'm not really like super happy. Like, it has coilovers, but the stance is weird, and then these wheels kind of are ugly. I hate these wheels. They're NKs. But the car's pretty nice. Like, everybody compliments me on the car and stuff, says it looks nice. But hopefully we can get it a little bit better, and hopefully I start to enjoy it more. It has TRD 10K tack and a 320 kilometer cluster. And then this is one of the mods I said I didn't like very much. I put a radio in it, but like the dash is kind of warped from sitting outside so much. Before I owned it, I keep it inside. And like you can see, there's like a little gap there, and that bothers me, but I don't know if it should. Maybe it shouldn't actually bother me, but who knows. HKS floor mats. I redid a lot of stuff on this car because it was a little rough when I got it, but I've been fixing it up too. I have a new shift panel there, and then I put new armrests in it, and the taillights are brand new. This paint I got it painted, but it's not like perfect. It's got some little imperfections in the paint, but it had a little bit of rust right like here, like in between there, and then like in here too. And so that got cleaned up. That was nice. New taillights. I got new headlights in a box still. I need to put them in eventually after I do the motor swap. And I got new turn signals here. But yeah, that's my car collection. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll put in some pictures and stuff of these cars as well. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I like talking about these cars and stuff, and it's always cool to meet other owners of these cars and their experiences with the cars and stuff. Thanks for watching.